My mom basically told me throwing a baby shower was a bigger deal than my own daughter turning 21. That's when things got real crazy. Hey, I'm Logan, and I turned 45 not too long ago. Last Saturday was supposed to be a cool celebration for my daughter Ava's 21st. Instead, thanks to my mom's little venue mix-up, and her choosing sides, yikes, it morphed into this weird scene with diapers and baby clothes all over the place. So, the plan was this: Ava hits the milestone birthday, so we booked the Sky Lounge downtown. Think pretty lights, a DJ spinning tunes, fancy drinks, and this whole midnight in Manhattan vibe she'd been dreaming about since spring. It was meant to be a sophisticated, memorable bash, and the first time our entire family could get together in one place since that whole pandemic mess. Then, Wednesday night, my phone buzzes. It's my mom. Just a tiny heads up, sweetie, she says, all cheerful. We're gonna bump up Saturday's start time to 3 p.m., so we can grab some better light for pictures. I stopped right in the middle of typing an email. Hold on, Oh, it's no biggie. Your sister's shower for the baby should wrap up around 5-ish, and then we can just swing right into Ava's party. Back-to-back fun talk about a time saver. I had to blink a few times. Wait, you did what? I asked, feeling my face flush. She made a tisk sound, like I was being difficult. Emily's due real soon, Logan. She can't be flying all over the place. The lounge got booked for Ava anyway, so I thought, why not just do it all together? Do it all together? I honestly couldn't find my words for a good 10 seconds. Mom, Ava's turning 21. It's huge. There's a DJ on the cards. Expect refreshments for adults. There were personalized lights that spelled out good time messages. You're thinking of putting that beside a game of baby bingo and a table loaded with baby feeding supplies? Well, there might be a little bit of both worlds, she said, kind of huffily. But seriously, Logan, your sister's getting close to motherhood. Ava can turn 21 every year until she's my age. Emily is only ever going to have a first baby once. I wish I could say I just laughed it off. I wish I could say I thought it was just a funny little thing and moved on. Instead, I got there early on Saturday morning, pushed the doors to the ballroom open, and took in the same sight that Ava did. The classy arch made of black decorations that she chose was nowhere to be found, and instead there was a bunch of baby ducks. The cake with her name on was moved to the back to make way for another one that was all frills. And my poor daughter? Tears were already rolling down her face when she looked at me and whispered, "Tell me this isn't really happening." I didn't. I hadn't actually said anything at all. I had no idea where to start. The story of what happened after that. Let's just say that my sister didn't get to open all the gifts she got today. So here's the scene: Ava is stuck in the doorway, with smudged eyes, while my mom is carrying on like normal, waving her arms at baby diapers as if there were a miracle. Then, my sister, Emily, shuffles up all smiles and draped in this shawl that made her look like someone from the Bible. "Oh my God, Ava! I hope you have a great day." She smiled, reaching out. Ava didn't move. No reaction. That was caused by what Emily stood in front of, a banner with a baby name in big, bright letters that was in front of the setting that Ava ordered. Emily was still in the way, so that's where her friends were, sitting next to a bunch of my mother's friends. There was adult drinks on one table, then sweets on another that described motherhood. You could sense that the vibe that Ava hoped to have for the celebration had flown the coop. I grabbed my mom immediately. "I need information," I demanded with a stern tone that made it clear what I was feeling inside. She started sipping her drink. "Things are great. Everyone is here and having a great time. You are doing too much, Logan." "Doing way too much?" I asked with anger. "You just came in here and made your own party in the space that I'd booked for my daughter." Mom shook her hand. "Ava will get what I'm trying to do. Emily had to have this." "Had to have this?" "Emily has everything already to raise a baby. Why not help Ava more?" Then she did something that made my heart sink. She exited the lounge into the valet lot alone without a word to anyone. I went to go see what was wrong. I walked over to the parking lot to see her crying in front of her car. She mumbled what was going through her head to me. "I'm not going back there. If I see another one of these bottle warmer, I can't guarantee I won't hurt someone." So it was at that point that the whole dynamic of the day changed. From my straight-laced daughter came words I wasn't expecting. "I don't need a party. I need to get back in there," she answered back. I thought to myself, get back in there? I'm not going to make it easy on them. If they are deciding to make what should be my day something of their own, time to kick it up a notch," she said while smirking. I was wondering how I got to this point, entering the doors to the same space, but now my daughter was gearing my leather jacket, sunglasses, with something in her face that was completely new to me. "Let's follow my lead," she barked. Then she went to the center of the space without anything said. "Let's go crazy for what is coming." Everyone stopped. Everyone was sipping when she yelled it out. Deviled eggs went flying. Someone just dropped everything they were holding. That was where everything changed. Ava moved the music from low to hard stuff and had a bottle of good stuff in hand. "Let's celebrate this fetus." The space was divided. The older folks were startled. Ava's friends were ecstatic. My mother rushed up to find out what could stop this madness. "Logan! Say something to her." "I am talking to her. I should have did a better job from the start." Emily was crying now. The day was for me. When Ava reached a chair, she announced something. "Emily has life on the way, but I just got myself into this bar." She just drank the alcohol like nothing had happened. I did nothing to stop it. Emily left the scene without mother hot on her tail. She was not recovering from what went down. I had not seen what I was about to see until Ava got the mic. "Hey there! If you're enjoying this, please hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world to me, thanks a bunch." With the aid of the mic, I could remember what happened for years to come. Her balance was off from all the alcohol that she was drinking. She then faced one of the decorations like it had a face. "Do you know what's really funny?" she went. The mic echoed all over the space. "I had everything planned for today, and I was going to be civil without saying anything, thank everyone for showing up, etc." Everyone seemed scared. Considering what is happening with those close by, let's talk about who is supposed to be around. Emily's friends were talking to each other. Several were grabbing at their phones. The baby company friend who was there dropped her head. Ava wore a daring smirk on her face. "I hope you all have knowledge that Emily used to take my wardrobe that I wanted? My shoes, dresses, and flash drives? God, no." My insides sank. Ava's next words went off like a cannon. "My ex was a friend of hers." People gasped. One woman even dropped her soda. I know, when things were coming up during my college year, I show up during the holidays to see that the two spent time together. Things such as movies. But there was her foot that I noticed. My mother said something. "Stop this now." "No way, Mother," Ava snapped. "You said it was okay if Emily was more important than me, so I have a voice now. I saw what got her here now. It was all the constant problems that she got forced into by Emily." Then Ava asked, "Who wants to go see my party that had some drinks?" There was a giant cheer. My mother stayed quiet. I stepped up to the occasion and told her, "I will take you wherever you need to go." What she followed with made me second-guess the choices that she made. In the scene there was people and a terrible scandal that should not have been. There was a great feeling of success when we marched out and started to get into gear. I didn't give anything around there the time of day. After getting into the car, Ava said, "It will happen, Violet. The building with the roof lights. My friend I know said we can get in." "How can you get in?" "There is a way." She signaled to her eyes. We got to the line and there was folks everywhere in styles that if worn any other place would cause alarm. I had not visited a club in years. My daughter kept calling me the incorrect name and ordering a bunch of drinks. There was something to be seen that night at the club. I quickly noticed someone that I knew from the shower. I found him in the scene with the girl. Ava also realized this. "That just might be," she questioned. "Is that Nate?" No words escaped my lips. Nate and not Emily were together. This girl gave kisses and alcohol. She might have known him before. Quinn also claimed that she has seen them together before. There was a blank expression that ran across Ava's face. Then that was it, she had to tell him everything. I could not even move because she started walking like she was the owner. "Nate," she started. He turned his head with the smile vanishing. "I am sorry to intrude, is she the baby's mother?" He seemed to show a wave of feeling. The girl changed in the face. Ava did not stop. "Does Emily know you?" "I don't want to fight to find I have custody and a marriage happening at the same time." "Ava," he replied. Ava then stopped him and mentioned, "You don't merit my sister. Also, take note, you did not merit anyone." Then I grabbed her. "We are exiting up above on the deck. Some food and drink?" When we arrived, everyone was dancing and laughing. She started to whisper to me, "Thanks for me making it all crash." "You didn't, it just has a new look." She turned to me. She started to inquire if our mom was going to penalize her. She will at some point. Ava was smiling now. She started speaking about the baby and how the shower went down. How can I drink while the ordeal to find a man is going down? I had not foreseen this and drank a drink at the happening time. After that my phone buzzed. The sender? Emily. It did only said. I am well aware, you can call me. You can also forfeit your shower things. I parted and began to call to see how bad it got. It rang once and she gave an answer. The voice? Without love. I noticed the things. I attempted not to. I noticed the happenings with Nate, that person and your family had to come out. Was it not possible for 30 minutes where you just had to give things for me? She was a wreck, and seemed to be falling inward. I did not have clue. I stated softly. As per usual, nobody understands what that person is thinking. But congratulations on getting this to the family and workers and that apologetic planner, it ruined plans that were meant to be special. I closed what I was saying. My bad. She gave a space of silence. Did Ava know? I had doubt. Of course, she does. There was an exhalation. It said what I was thinking. She just made the two of us fall down. The happenings of tonight's show. Yes, the same time. She started to tear. You understand that we are meant to be making our family? I will have a family lawyer. I had not understood how to answer. I would just have to let her respond. We can make things fine. She responded and laughed. Alone. I came to nod. Yes. There was a minute of pause. Then you are mad? There was a look through into her back to dancing and drinking while dressed messy and in control. It's just been on her person, she just lets things exit her. There was silence. Inform her of what happened. What is it? Suggest she will have the new child be given her persona to carry them over. I could not cry yet I came closer. When I reached her again I told her all that has come to play. She froze. She gave a hate to my persona. Not anymore. Ava took a breath. The space in the area and the liberation she has right now. Then she proceeded, Nate's new significant other can receive it now. Not in reality. They will see her newborn soon. I washed my seed. The day belonged to her. Then I met Emily. No makeup. Was holding things. When my seed saw her I saw an issue. Emily responded with a laugh. Good to know I can be angry with you. Ava said she was in bad way also. Things were not the two of us supposed to be about. Emily told. There were not many people, it was just us. When the duo had no more tension I got my rest. Near the end they did announce that they planned to come together in the future. A high thing came along top spot and things to come. Smash that like button and subscribe for more. Alright, next story up. My sister locked me in a room just to save her dinner party. The internet went wild and basically destroyed her for it. Okay, so I'm Alex, 27. Last Thursday, I almost kicked the bucket in my own room, and get this, my sister thought I was hamming it up. She flat out told my dad I was faking low blood sugar just to wreck her swanky dinner party. So, while I'm over here sweating buckets, shaking like a leaf, and basically heading into a diabetic coma, they cranked up the tunes downstairs and acted like I didn't even exist. I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 10. I know the signs of a sugar crash better than I know my own birthday. My Dexcom CGM was being a pain all day, kept losing signal, but I thought I'd be alright as long as I had my stuff and kept munching on snacks. Then my sister, Brielle, waltzed in. Brielle's 2 years younger than me. She's a full-time influencer and a part-time agent of chaos. Lately, her whole thing is being fancy but edgy, which means throwing these over-the-top dinner parties at our dad's place like it's her own mansion. Dad lets her do it cause he thinks she's being creative. She's 25. Her creativity involves fancy meat and cheese boards and traumatizing people with lavender goat cheese. Seriously. The plan was simple. I'd stay upstairs, let her host, dodge the crowd, and only come down for dessert. I even helped her bring in the groceries that morning, even though she was bossing me around like a drill sergeant. Around 7:30 p.m., my blood sugar took a nosedive. I had eaten, but not enough, apparently. So, I went for my emergency juice boxes, poof, gone. Not just empty, straight up vanished. I always keep 3 juice boxes in the drawer by my bed. I opened the drawer and stared at the empty space like my brain had short-circuited. Freaking out, I went to yell downstairs, only to find the door locked from the outside. Yep. Locked. My sister used the old skeleton key for the antique locks and trapped me in my room. My legs were already going numb, and my vision was getting blurry. I started banging on the door. Crickets. I banged again, louder. Brielle. I need sugar. I heard her heels clicking up the stairs, and then her voice, all sweet and whiny, through the door. Alex, seriously? Not tonight. You swore you wouldn't pull this. You're trying to screw up my dinner. Again. Again? I've never butted into her parties. I spent the last 3 hiding in the garage cause one of her friends brought a lizard, and I'm terrified of them. But sure, sabotage. I was slurring my words now. My brain was turning to mush. I told her I was serious. She told me to drink your protein shake and chill. My shakes were downstairs, and my emergency juice was MIA. I tried calling Dad. No luck. I texted him. Help. BGL 30. Locked in. Need sugar. He texted back instantly. Brielle says you're being dramatic again. I'm not getting involved. We'll talk in the morning. That's when I knew I was about to pass out. All because my sister wanted a nice dinner party. I don't remember losing it. I just remember hearing glass breaking, far away, like it was underwater, and then waking up to someone tapping my face. It wasn't Brielle. It was Jonah. Jonah, our neighbor. He's 29, a med student, and basically a human golden retriever. He grew up next door and probably knows more about my diabetes than Brielle ever cared to learn. He was also not invited. Alex, he said, sounding worried. Hey. Stay awake. You with me? My lips were numb. I couldn't talk. But he'd already ripped open a glucose gel and was squirting it into my mouth like a pro. My blood sugar gadget still wouldn't work, but he had his own. He must have sprinted home to get it. A few seconds later, he was muttering, "Holy crap. 32. What the heck?" Then he yelled. Not scared, mad. Brielle. What is wrong with you? The voice that answered from downstairs was all fake sweetness. Jonah? What are you doing here? What am I doing? Your brother's upstairs, almost in a coma, and you're arranging stuffed figs like it's a cooking show. Did you lock his door? Total silence. Then the sound of heels clicking. I could hear her arguing from the hall. He does this every time I host. Every time. Last party, he suddenly had a headache, and people left early. He knows how important tonight was. His blood sugar was 30. That's crazy low. That's ER low. I started crying. I didn't mean to, but I was shaking, and my head hurt, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. If Jonah hadn't shown up, I could have died. One of Brielle's friends ratted her out. A girl named Naomi saw I never came downstairs and asked where I was. When Brielle said I was being difficult, Naomi got worried and texted Jonah, "Is Alex okay? Your sister's acting weird." Jonah knew something was up. He didn't knock or call. He just grabbed a bird statue and smashed my bedroom window and climbed in. By the time Dad got upstairs, he was white as a ghost. I was already drinking apple juice, the cheap kind, warm and gross, but I'd never loved anything more. Your sister said you were faking, Dad mumbled. I didn't think. No, Jonah interrupted, standing up. You didn't. That's the problem. Then, something I never thought I'd see happened. Jonah told my dad to sit down. And he did it. Jonah sat down on the edge of my bed like he owned the place. He looked at my dad calmly, which was amazing since he just saved my life through a broken window. Do you even know what Alex's low blood sugar symptoms are? He asked. Dad blinked. Sweating? I think. Jonah nodded slowly. Okay. That's one. How about confusion? Slurred speech? Loss of control? Passing out? Well, I didn't. No. You didn't. Instead of checking, you listened to your other daughter with her ring light and Pinterest addiction and zero concern for others. Okay, that's enough, Dad said, standing up. No, Jonah said, his voice getting louder. Not enough. Not even close. Brielle showed up, finally out of excuses and smiles. Okay, everyone's being dramatic, she said, with her arms crossed. Alex is fine. He always recovers. I looked at her, still shaking but sitting up, holding the juice box like it was a lifeline. You stole my emergency juice, I said, my voice hoarse. She actually rolled her eyes. You said I couldn't touch your stuff, but it's juice, Alex. You had 3. I put sparkling water instead. You replaced my sugar with sparkling water? Jonah made this sound I've heard from raccoons. Dad rubbed his face like the room was giving him a headache, and I almost felt bad for him. But then I remembered the text, "You're being dramatic. I'm not getting involved." I looked at him. "You weren't going to come up here at all?" He didn't say anything. Point taken. Jonah stood up, practically exploding. "I'm calling this," he said, turning to Brielle. "You locked a sick person in a room and didn't give them treatment. That's not just mean, that's wrong." "Oh my God, Jonah, it was just a lock on a door. He could have climbed out the window, like you did. He passed out, Brielle." She opened her mouth to say something, then stopped. Dad was studying her. Jonah walked over to me and knelt down. "Ambulance or not?" he asked gently. "You still look pale." I shook my head. "I think I'm okay." "But could you stay?" "Duh," he said. Then he added, glaring at my sister, "Someone has to be here who actually cares." That almost made me laugh. Almost. The next day, my story exploded online cause Naomi had recorded the whole thing. Including Brielle saying, "If he dies, at least it won't ruin the cheese course." I woke up to an insane scene. My phone buzzed nonstop, and when I opened Instagram, my jaw dropped. Naomi's video, "After Jonah saved me," plus Brielle's cheese course line, was everywhere. Her caption: "When your influencer friend locks her diabetic brother in a room so he doesn't ruin the vibes." Millions of views. Tons of comments. And the hashtags, oh man, the hashtags. Hashtag CheeseCourseGate. Hashtag FreeAlex. Hashtag Blood Sugar Isn't Drama. Brielle's career blew up, but not how she wanted. I walked downstairs in my old hoodie and socks, looking for peace and toast, and walked into a complete disaster. Dad was in the kitchen, looking beat, scrolling through his phone like it had hurt him. Brielle was on the couch, clutching a pillow and screaming into her phone. "I didn't even do anything," she shouted. "No, Mom, it's a misunderstanding. Everyone's making me look bad." Pause. "What do you mean Good Morning America called you?" Jonah walked in from the backyard with a mug that wasn't ours. "Morning," he said, nodding at Brielle. "Is she still blaming people for having heirs?" Dad finally spoke. "Your sister's agency just dumped her. She's trending worldwide." "She global," I mumbled. Jonah choked on his coffee. Brielle turned on me. "This is your fault. You did this." "I had a blood sugar of 30, Brielle." She actually hissed. "You always play the victim. You locked me in a room." "That's not playing, that was wrong, maybe criminal. I got you more juice. It was sparkling water." Jonah leaned against the wall, sipping his coffee. "I'm serious," he said. "I hope I die tragically over citrus seltzer. Can you cut it out?" Brielle screamed. I was. "That's why this is terrible." Dad raised his hand like a teacher. "That's enough. Brielle, upstairs. We'll take care of this away from everyone." "What's there to take care of? What happens now?" "The results of your decisions." That shocked her silent. She walked upstairs loudly. But not before yelling, "I hope you're happy, Alex." I said, "You know what I might be?" It was my time. Hours later, Amazon boxes littered was everywhere around me. This happens after something bad. The world is angry and wants merchandise. T-shirts, stickers. A not dramatic, just dying Team Alex mug was sent. "Read it that you," he said. "There could more to it." 1:17 p.m. From Miles Teller. I would feel bad. I didn't. I told Dad and he said, "Let work on this, diabetes isn't drama." Jonah made it. Dad offered some. It made. Because she always makes the most noise. And I was taught you check, see what happened. A note. It's not enough. Now you can live alone. $15,000. Want to where's some space. You almost died. This is romantic movies. We go with the space juice. Done. Okay. Things changed. Signing it on. 2 bedrooms. I like the area. The window is old. Me and Jonah. Me and a lot of juice. Jonah wanted beer and crackers with to remember Brielle. The store was bad. With people. People gave feedback for it. Did I made it? She's worse. The video reaction. Someone made my action. The video was a Chrissy's. She posted. The company gave a not nice and said, "I was bad, not help my siblings and didn't. You messed up my life. You messed my life. Dad helped. How can I know to feel? All time I did." Jonah. The end was with snacks. Because I might die. Did it help us? You put that on my hair. He's kind. I'm the person with tools to fix. I'm fine. There's nothing. Me. Okay?